2022 Ferrari 812 GTS, faster and more powerful.
But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
Overview. Besides limited edition models like the new Daytona SP3, the only way to get a glorious V12 engine in a Ferrari these days is to buy an 812. For 2022, the 812 comes in both GTS and new Competizione guise, both powered by a 6.5-liter V12. The GTS makes 789 horsepower and its stowable roof lets you drink in the V12's otherworldly shriek. But the big news for 2022 is the addition of the Competizione, which turns up the wick to create a 819 horsepower track monster. In the Competizione, the V12 can scream to a 9,500 RPM redline, and the newest 812 variant stays planted to the road thanks to a massive rear diffuser and redesigned rear wing. It also takes the already dramatic longhood looks of the 812 GTS to a new extreme, with numerous vents and air intakes carved into the bodywork and a carbon fiber strip cutting across the hood. The Competizione unsurprisingly makes the 812 even faster, and also comes as a convertible, called Competizione A. With every Ferrari from here on out expected to be a hybrid, the latest 812 marks the end of era. What's new for 2022? The 812 lineup drops the superfast but adds the extreme Competizione model. This track-oriented 812 gains 30 horsepower, lighter materials, revised aerodynamics. Ferrari will only build 500 coupes and 312 Competizione convertibles, but they have all already been sold. Ferrari offers the 812 GTS in a single spec that features carbon ceramic brake rotors, 20-inch wheels, and an interior slathered in aromatic leather. Buyers can select from a host of paint colors, interior trimmings, and wheel designs, but that's about the extent of the customization. Given that the Competizione is already sold out, we'd recommend the GTS, which allows us to enjoy the feeling of windswept hair and revel in long drives down the Pacific Coast Highway or through the Catskills. Engine, transmission, and performance. The Ferrari 812 GTS gets its muscle from a 789 horsepower 6.5-liter V12, which delivers a bracing 530 pound-feet of torque to the rear wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Although the GTS doesn't use the superfast name, it is still super fast, reaching at 211 miles per hour top speed. While we haven't tested a GTS, the superfast that we tested hit 60 miles per hour in a mere 2.8 seconds. Ferrari claims the GTS should reach 60 about a tenth of a second behind the superfast, likely owing to the necessary chassis reinforcements that make the convertible an estimated 265 pounds heavier than the coupe. In our drive of the GTS, we found the handling to be quite nimble for a near 2-ton car, making it feel like a much smaller vehicle. The removable roof makes it easy to listen to the 812's stupendous noise. Its exhaust note starts as a guttural growl and rises to an ear-piercing shriek. And the standard carbon ceramic brakes bring this beast to a quick and decisive halt. The coupe needed just 142 feet to stop from 70 miles per hour in our testing, and performance should be similar on the GTS. The Competizione takes things to a new level. While we haven't tested one, we expect it to reach 60 miles per hour around 0.2 seconds quicker than the GTS. The Competizione is so fast, in fact, that our senses struggled to keep up with the extreme speeds. It is the naturally aspirated 812 pushed to its absolute limits. Fuel economy and real-world MPG. The 2022 Ferrari 812 GTS chugs fuel, averaging 12 miles per gallon in the city and 15 mpg on the highway per the EPA's yardstick. The Lamborghini Huracan, a chief rival, albeit with a V10, fares a bit better, returning 13 and 18 miles per gallon, respectively, in those environs. During our time with the 812 Superfast, we managed only 11 miles per gallon, 2 points shy of its 13 miles per gallon combined rating. We haven't gotten our hands on a GTS for testing purposes. The Competizione actually performs slightly better than the GTS, returning 12 miles per gallon in the city but 16 mpg on the highway. For more information about the 812's fuel economy, visit the EPA's website. Interior, comfort, and cargo. The 812's cabin provides seating for two, with reasonably spacious accommodations, good ergonomics, and modern design. Wishing for drivers to embrace the grand touring nature of the 812 and keep their hands on the wheel at all times, Ferrari eliminated the typical steering wheel stalks and instead put push-button controls for the wipers and turn signals on the spokes. As for storage space, the coupe outshines many competitors, offering 18 cubic feet of cargo volume. We can't say the same for the convertible, though. The GTS's roof folding equipment cuts that down to a mere 7 cubes. You'll need to send most of your luggage on ahead. Infotainment and connectivity. All 812 coupes and convertibles come with a 6-speaker stereo, but why listen to that when you have a built-in V12 soundtrack? An integrated navigation system with a voice activation feature comes standard along with Bluetooth phone pairing and music streaming. Owners can option to have Apple CarPlay capability, but Android users are out of luck. Safety and driver assistance features. Like a lot of supercars, the 812 GTS and Competizione offer little in the way of driver assistance features. For more information about the 812's crash test results, visit the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) and Insurance Institute for Highway Safety (IIHS) websites. Key safety features include standard backup camera, standard front and rear parking sensors, warranty and maintenance coverage. Ferrari's limited and powertrain warranties match the coverage provided by Lamborghini. What is it? You might be looking at the end of an era. In the shark nose of the Ferrari 812 GTS is a 6.5-liter V12 engine, free of turbos and able to rev to almost 9,000 RPM as a result. It's already a certified all-time great from its starring role in the regular 812 Superfast, if regular is ever relevant terminology with cars such as these. It's mesmeric in its noise and delivery as well as being a work of art to look at. Will the naturally aspirated V12 live on at Ferrari, free of turbos or electrical assistance? Only time will tell. So let's enjoy this roofless 812 like it's the last application, savoring every glorious note belted out by the 12-cylinder masterpiece up front. The 812 GTS is a new thing in more ways than one. Previously, the convertible versions of Ferrari's V12 GT cars have been limited run specials. Think the 550 Barchetta, with its floppy piece of canvas useful only for keeping your seats dry whilst parked up. Or the 575M Super America, a complex flipping target top with its, curious rear proportions. More recently, we've had the 599 SA Aperta. But the F12 Berlinetta, which followed the 599 GTB, was never given the drop-top treatment outside of Ferrari's Special Projects division, making this Ferrari's first V12 Roadster in a decade. And the first since the Daytona Spyder of 1971, whose production is limited only by demand. The 6.5-liter is just as you'll find it in the Superfast. 789 brake horsepower and 529 pounds-ft drive the rear wheels through a quick-witted 7-speed paddle-shift gearbox and via a whole suite of electronic systems to ensure such bonkers figures are genuinely usable on road. Among them is what Ferrari calls virtual short wheelbase, but which we know as four-wheel steering. The key figures are sub 3.0 seconds to 62 miles per hour, 8.3 seconds to 124 miles per hour and a 211 miles per hour top speed. The roof is a folding metal item closer to the delicate setup you'll find on the F8 Spyder than those Apertas and Americas, keeping the 812's lines largely intact. Though you'll spot one easily by its lack of rear quarter-light windows and those almighty buttresses, designed to visually embody a sense of forward thrust, says Ferrari. Just in case you're unduly worried that forward thrust might be in short order. It all folds up or down in 14 seconds and will operate on the move below 30 miles per hour. Neither is a class-leading figure. Think of the speeds you'd reach accelerating for 14 seconds, but when you see the mechanism in action, you'll be astounded it operates on the move at all. It's a lot more theatrical than rival systems, and we wholeheartedly recommend doing it at a standstill so you can enjoy the show. There's also the obligatory noise window, the GTS's titchy rear screen able to drop down when the roof's intact, giving you all of the noise, even when the weather's crap. The gates to Ferrari's factory in Maranello keep prying eyes out. Behind them is more than 80 years of automotive history, passion, and the source of so much tifosi fanaticism. And yet the gates themselves are entirely unremarkable. Ferrari's headquarters is on a semi-industrial street entirely typical of the towns in northern Italy's Emilia-Romagna region. It's lined with gas stations, a hotel, some anonymous warehouses. Blink and you'd miss the red buildings from which all Ferraris are born.